Amazing audience, we are live. We are in San Francisco with the amazing Jim Padilla. How are you going, my friend?
I'm fantastic.
It's a good pleasure to connect with you.
Yeah.
Wow, you're real.
Yeah, excited, man. Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, me too.
Following your whole project. This is great.
I appreciate it. You're early too.
I am.
That's like a great salesman.
Hey, my mom always told me, you better learn how to get good at waiting for people because you ain't going to ever make nobody late. So I've been early to everything my whole life.
Good mommy. Well, it's a great pleasure. Jim has been one of my favorite conversations, I'll say, on life. Yeah, he's been an amazing guy. I love the vigor in which he represented that conversation. So Jim, the last time we spoke, just to bring into summary, we spoke about what you do, which is gain the sales. Yeah, did I do that correctly?
Gain the edge. But yeah.
Oh, okay, so sorry, gain the edge. It's a lot going around there. So there's gain the edge, right?
Right.
You spoke a bit about what Jesus meant to you in our podcast.
Sure.
You spoke about your earliest childhood memory, which really was fascinating in terms of what you experienced as a child growing up, right? And then you spoke to us in the last end there. You left something where you said it's some people. Could you say that again? Some people are being and doing, but it's how you're being and doing. How do you say it?
Yeah, it's the motto around here. What we live by is that it's not about what you're saying or what you're doing. It's who you're being while you're saying or doing it.
Yeah, I love that. So that stuck out. So let's get an update. What's new? What are you doing? It's been what, like a year and something?
God, it went by fast.
It did.
By fast. We're always moving and shaking. We're moving from one thing to the next. We're a scaling, fast growth company, so we're always taking on big projects, and most of our clients are hungry and motivated, so they're always knocking down walls and building new things. And I've recently launched a Sales Unscripted podcast.
Sweet.
And yeah, so all the interviews and the discussions are around sales, scaling, and leverage. And so we're giving people an opportunity to promote their launches, their live events, and then we talk about it from a scaling angle. How does this help you scale your business? How does this help you grow and do things at a more escalated rate?
That's Sales Unscripted.
Sales Unscripted.
Right.
And the big piece of that is everybody talks about having a formula. You gotta, if you use my 6-step formula, you'll make millions.
Yeah.
If you sell by this blueprint, and there's nothing wrong with having a script. My mantra, the drum I'm beating all over town, is that a script is not necessary. It's not required. You've been selling your whole life. We all have.
Yeah.
Everybody's been selling as long as you've been breathing. If you've gone to a movie and you want your friend to go see a movie,
You're selling.
you're selling.
Yeah.
And you ain't using a script or a funnel.
Yeah.
Right? You sell your spouse on why they should marry you. Oh yeah. Right? You sell your kids on going to bed at bedtime.
Yeah.
Right? We've been doing it our whole life. The key is most of us don't understand it. So we teach how to really unpack that so that you can do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And just be naturally you, influencing people to do great things.
That's great. Where did the switch come for that though? Like understanding that, hey, I've used these things, they've worked somewhat, right? Where did the switch come to really create a catalyst for others to do it based on who they are and their uniqueness?
Mostly because I've found in myself that I used to get frustrated trying to implement everybody else's system. And one of our sales models is we do outsource sales for other people.
Yeah.
So we're selling for hundreds of different clients. And you start trying to use their script and their process and it's like, when it comes down to it, we sell the way we sell. We sell the way it's natural to us.
Yeah.
And so it's just as easy to learn how to just be natural self as it is to try to be somebody else's self.
Yeah.
Which is what they're teaching you to do when they put a system in front of you.
Yeah.
So we just want people to know that, sales is natural. It's what you've been doing your whole life. We just want you, once you're comfortable and you feel good about what you're doing and who you're being, you can talk to anybody about anything.
Yeah.
It's when you show up all nervous and scared and you're afraid of being pushy, you're afraid of being perceived a certain way.
Yeah.
Then you start acting funky, and then nobody buys from you.
Yeah.
But it's not because you can't sell; it's because you're being weird.
Yeah. I think there's a big word in there, which is truth.
Yes.
Being true to your truth is so important. Like I've seen some salesmen that don't look pressed, but because they're true to the thing they're selling and that they're being a representative of that from a true standpoint,
Right.
they sell, you know?
Yes. Nothing sells like the truth.
Yeah.
And the most enrolling thing that you'll ever do is be yourself.
Yeah.
People buy you before they buy what you're selling.
Yeah.
So just be yourself.
Yeah. This guy came in shorts.
Hey, it's 100 degrees in Sacramento, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how is it? It's so cold here,
Because
though.
you're by the water, the bay.
Oh.
Bay breezes. We come to San Francisco probably once a month or so. And I just, we find excuses to come down here. Just to get
Yeah.
out of the Sacramento heat.
Yeah, it's amazing. We got to the hill on top there where the Lafayette Park is, and I was freezing cold, right? We did a live last night, and Amanda, when I was saying it was really cold, but you know what's the thing? It's the wind. And she said, yes, it bites you. That was so funny. But it speaks to another segment into what we cover, which is your own unique real shoes. I've found in creating this particular live conversation, one friend said to me, the shoes that individuals wear, she's not willing to wear it, right?
Yeah.
So what are some shoes you've worn throughout this, let's say the last 20, 30 years of your life?
Man, you start filling roles most of the time. I guess the biggest thing that I've learned is that I've spent so much time trying to fit the shoes that I think other people need me to wear instead of the shoes that I need to be wearing.
Yeah.
And that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Our daughter, our oldest daughter, I remember having a conversation with her when she was 16, and I'll never forget it because she was exhausted. It was summertime, and she's going to party every night of the week. She's going here and going there. She's very social. And there was a party coming up on Friday night, and she's like, I'm going to go to this party, but I don't really want to go. But I got to go because I don't want to miss anything. And it's exhausting because I got trying to remember who I got to be at this party. She had to be here with her friends. Right?
Yeah.
And she's being one person with her boyfriend, one person with us, one person with her girlfriends, one person with the social friends. So that's exhausting.
Yeah.
So why don't you just be yourself in all those places because you're pretty amazing. And everybody will love you. That's a tough load to carry. But the funny part is we all do it.
Yeah, we all do it.
We all do it.
Yeah.
You have to be aware. And I can seriously say that a lot of our success, the two major factors that I think in our big successes over the last few years have been, I stopped trying to do all that.
Yeah.
I wear my shoes now.
Comfy shoes.
And exactly.
Yeah.
The shoes that make me feel good.
Yeah.
Because, if your feet feel good, you feel good.
Yeah.
So I wear the shoes that I want to wear, and I don't care what anybody else wants to wear.
Yeah.
And then I'm just, all about pursuing whatever God wants me to do.
Yeah.
As long as those two things are good, I'm true to myself, I'm true to God, everything else will shape out the way it needs to.
Yeah, I love that. So do you have any regrets from that time to now? Do you have any regrets?
Just that I didn't realize it sooner.
Yeah.
That would be my only one. I've made a tremendous amount of great impact and much, much more to go. In the last 5 to 10 years, I would wish I could have been making that kind of impact 20 years ago.
Yeah. One of the things I'm fascinated by you, I've had people that do sales, right, on my podcast, and you hear the angle in which they come, like you hear it, right, which is cool, it's not a problem, but it always seems as though you're more willing to share your story and share who you are and just get into the truth and let that be and see how that directs the sales thereafter. Is that natural, or is it something that you
I've just learned that I wish I could say that I invented that. It's just mostly I've tried everything else and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So it's just a whole lot easier to just be me.
Yeah. I love that. I appreciate that tremendously. What are you most excited about right now?
I'm excited about opportunities and what life is bringing. I mean, my wife is launching her own brand right now. We call it, she's not leaving the band. She's just creating a solo album.
Yeah.
And she's really passionate about helping women entrepreneurs right now.
Yeah.
And I'm really diving deep into the sales and scripted brand. I'm loving podcasting.
Yeah, podcast is beautiful, isn't it? Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
I never realized that it was such a great way to express yourself.
Yeah, it is.
Phenomenal conversations and meet great people.
Yeah, as well as find your voice.
Yes.
Because it's like you're there, you get to listen over, repeat. It's
Yeah.
it's a hack for improving
It's
yourself.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing 2 to 4 interviews a week. Plus I'm
Wow.
doing solo episodes.
Wow.
And I'm also being interviewed.
So is it a daily
times a week.
podcast?
No, we're just
Okay.
loading up.
Okay.
We're getting ahead. So we're putting out 2 episodes a week.
Yeah. Can I offer a suggestion?
Please.
Throw it out. Like, do not load up. Throw it out. That's been my one thing.
Okay.
In giving away these episodes so quickly, I am fascinated by how many more conversations I'm having. You know, there are people, podcasters out there that say, hey, you need to load up for 30 days so you could just start releasing those things. Like, release. Because the truth is, there's more value in it being out there than it being in your treasure chest.
Right.
That's my polite suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah?
My tech team might not be thrilled about it, but
yeah. It's amazing because you are all about having those conversations.
Yeah.
You're the brand of your business, you're the face of your business, yeah?
Yep.
It's not going to hurt you to have more conversations.
Yep.
So, I mean, but it's definitely going to help benefit the business
for sure.
tremendously, as well as the business of the others who had those conversations with you.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's my polite suggestion. When you heard that this guy from the Caribbean was coming to meet you, what did you think?
I thought, I hope it works. You know, I hope he's not overshooting his ambition. You know?
Yeah.
But it's cool. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I reached
you.
Yeah.
I reached you.
Come a long way.
I think we're on about probably like over 12,000 miles it took to get to see you face to face.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
I came 80 miles.
Yeah. It's funny though, you know, people are like, hey, you're 20 miles away, I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I only just came like 16,000 miles.
Right.
Yeah, but I appreciate you coming out here. It's created a great filter in terms of who is with us and who isn't able to be with us right now.
Now, I just want to acknowledge you, though. I think, you know, I actually want to interview on my podcast because this is, again, we're always looking at creative ways to scale your message and to take your message to people. And what you're doing is super creative.
Yeah.
And it's coming from here. You're just meeting people and having real conversations.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that set out to do something, and if it's not working the way they want it, they just abandon it.
Yeah.
And you know, you're pursuing it to the end, and you're making it be whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Well, I appreciate
so the moment you said you were going to do this, I was like, dude, I'm in. I absolutely want to get
I
to
appreciate that. Yeah, you walk the talk. Now, one of the things that I need to share is that your earliest childhood memory was the house burning down while you were in your undies, outside there, because your father fell asleep with a cigarette, right? And the mattress burned. And my interpretation to that thought picture that I listened to, that I was fascinated by, right? That I said, right? Because I'm listening to these things and like, wow, you said that, right? Was that the ashes is definitely one of the best places to grow from, to be able to build from, and you've done that. So I just want to acknowledge you. Like, I'm very proud to see the conversation you're having in spite of the trauma that you experienced back then.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I like love it. Like say, Angel, be my mentee, and I'll say, okay, I'm sad. What do I say? You know, but because you're living life, and that's what is very important.
It's super important. You know, if you listen to my podcast, you know, I talk about a little bit more of the story, and it's like I overcame a ton. I grew up in an abusive environment. You know, foster care, on the streets as a teenager, in jail at 19.
Yeah.
I overcame much to get where I am. And so, like, nothing about how I grew up would have predicted the life I'm living now. Because I'm living a truly blessed life. But the key that everybody needs to know and understand is that it does not matter what circumstances you're enduring. You can overcome anything.
Yeah.
You just got to be committed. You got to make the decision. Once you make the decision that this is no longer going to be who I am, it's on.
Yeah.
It's just now about going about making it happen, like Will Smith says.
Yeah, I love it. Jim Padilla, this has been a great pleasure. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Hey, if you're still attracted to this guy, follow him. What he's doing, that means that you've got some long legs and you're trying to pursue something. We usually see in others what we want to see in ourselves. So if there's something you're trying to finish, trying to complete, just see it through. See it through to the end. Put your all in it and make it happen.
I love it. I love it. Jim Padilla, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
You got it, man.
Boom. Did you have fun?
Absolutely.
High five.